The only reason it was a D was because we didn't care. We didn't give them the information. When they got the information, it became an A.
With respect,
Mark,
we went back. With respect, we went back and looked at this.
Yes.
The rating from the Better Business Bureau was a D-. That's the last publicly available rating in 2010, and it was a result of the number of complaints they had received.
But it was elevated to an A.
In that case, you countersued the lead plaintiff, alleging that you were being defamed. That case was thrown out against her.
The lead plaintiff is now getting out of the case because it's so bad for her.
But what happened was...
Excuse me. The lead plaintiff signed a letter saying how great it was and is on tape saying how great it was.
Okay, but stand by. But what happened in that case was you countersued her. The court threw out your countersuit and made you pay almost $800,000 in legal fees of hers. And you made this same argument about 98% of the people being happy with Trump University. And that woman in particular signing a survey saying she liked it while someone was standing over her shoulder. And they said that the plaintiffs against you are like the Madoff victims.
Oh,
this is what the Court of Appeals said.
Give me a break.
They found that victims of con artists often sing the praises of their victimizers until they realize they have been fleeced.
You know what? Let's see what happens in court.
He's trying to do to the American voter what he did to the people that signed up for this course. He's making promises he has no intention of keeping. And it won't just be $36,000 that they lose. It's our country that's at stake here.
So that's the line about Trump University, and that is a hell of a line by Marco Rubio. And honestly, congratulations to Fox News for busting them up on that, for saying, hey, listen, let's just straighten out the record. No, Better Business Bureau gave you a D- in that school, and then they go to the quote, et cetera. So that's an excellent candidate for best line of debate. Let me give you another one. It's clip number 4, and this one's coming from Ted Cruz. Watch this.
Donald Trump supported Jimmy Carter over Ronald Reagan. Donald Trump supported John Kerry over George W. Bush. If you don't like Obamacare, Donald Trump funded Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi taking over Congress to pass Obamacare. On immigration, if you don't like amnesty, if you don't like the Gang of Eight, Donald Trump funded 5 of the 8 members of the Gang of Eight, $50,000. And let's talk about this election. The choice Republican primary voters are making is who is best prepared to stand up to Hillary Clinton and beat Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump has written checks to Hillary Clinton not once, not twice, not 3 times, 10 times, and 4 of those checks were not to her Senate campaign. It wasn't that she was the New York senator and it was a cost of doing business. It was to her presidential campaign. Donald Trump in 2008 wrote 4 checks to elect Hillary Clinton as president. Okay. So I'd like to ask Donald, why did you write checks to Hillary Clinton to be president in 2008? It wasn't for business. And how can you stand on a debate stage now with her and say you don't think she should be president?
Actually, it was for business. It was for business. I pride myself, including outside of the United States. I'm doing almost 120 deals outside of the, which I hope to be able to stop very soon and let my children handle it. But we're doing many, many deals outside of the United States.
Yeah, I think Cruz's line was great. I mean, I think talking about the 10 times he's given to Hillary Clinton, 4 times, the only way it could have been better is if he said, I'd like to ask Donald Trump, if you're not the nominee, Republican nominee, will you donate to her again in this presidential campaign?
Yeah.
That would have been slightly more devastating. But as it was, Jimmy Carter over Ronald Reagan, et cetera, those are good body blows. I don't know. Those are both really good lines from Rubio and Cruz. What do you guys think? Which one's better?
I love both of them. I think Cruz's line is going to resonate more with Republican voters because of their disdain for Hillary, right?
If there's one thing I know for sure from going to Ted Cruz events and going to Republican caucuses is that they hate Hillary Clinton more than anything I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
The first thing out of their mouth is she should be in prison. The last thing out of their mouth is she should be in prison.
That's true.
Also, consider the fact that when it comes to the hardcore Trump supporters, when it comes to him going bankrupt 4 times, they somehow miraculously find ways to support him. They'll say things like, well, he took advantage of the system, so he's a smart businessman, right? And when it comes to Trump University, they'll say, well, those suckers shouldn't have just believed everything that they said, you know? They should have really done their research. Like, they'll find ways to, make excuses for Trump. With the Hillary thing, it's really hard to make an excuse, especially when you despise Hillary.
Man, you're persuasive, but I think that the rationalization will go in the opposite direction. I think it's easier. They've already accepted the line. They may not have known about the 4 checks for Hillary, but they've been talking about him funding Democrats this whole time. and they seem to accept it's the cost of doing business, I think. I think that they want to see him as an honest businessman, of the idea of the American businessman who's just making products. So when you combine the China and Mexico ties and suits with him just bringing these people in who just want to learn from him, and that's why they respect him, is The Apprentice. It's like, oh God, I just wish I could be on there and learn from him. Oh wait, he's fucking over the people that are trying to learn at his feet. I feel like that bit might be more effective. And I wouldn't even say that in that area. I don't even think it was Rubio's quote that's the best. I think it was the quote that Megyn Kelly had from the court case.
Yes,
that was just amazing. I wish I had found that.
I mean, I haven't liked Trump since I saw how he treated Meatloaf. And he's never going to get me back.
So I think that I'm going to lean a little bit towards Rubio's line just because it was such a good, amalgamation of what's wrong with Donald Trump. Because it really crystallizes, hey, you knuckleheads, you see all those people that he took advantage of, all the bankruptcies, all the Trump universities, etc. He's trying to do that to you. He's not on your side. You're just his next mark. And so if you start getting them to think, oh, wait, is he trying to make a fool out of me? Right? That might really get under people's skin. They're both great lines, and apparently we tied on it. So
I would say I'm going to come down on Rubio's line for the only thing, because when Anna was talking about how the mental gymnastics that Trump supporters do, and I've seen them do it firsthand, and so they can do that with Ted Cruz. They can say, yeah, of course he gave money to Hillary Clinton. He's gaming the system. He's a businessman. He had to game the system. That's what they will say. But what is their defense of the Trump University? Yeah, he scammed some regular people.
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he ran that little lady out of the parking lot, when he wanted the parking lot for his limos, and they still excuse that.
That's true.
So
but they hate women. Some of these students were men.
And he was building something, right? He had to build something to get that done. So you got to get. But this is nothing. He wasn't building anything. He was just conning people.
They'd pretend that he was going to be at the class, and he wasn't.
Yeah, and there's 5,000 people.
Yeah, his defense is, I gave plenty of people their money back.
I gave plenty of people their money back.
That's not a good defense.